Okay, so for this question 4, given you a search function, show that your function is one-to-one. You two methods can do, whether you use graphical method or you use algebraic method. So for me, I use algebraic method. Start with x1 equals to fx2. So when we substitute x1 minus 5, then equals to x2 minus 5. Therefore, it comes to the basic in question 2, chapter 2, square root both sides, where your square root and square can be cancelled. Then x1 minus 5 equals to x2 minus 5. Lastly, x1 equals to x2. So if you just show like this, you only can get 1 mark because 2 marks. What we need here is you have to do conclusion. Because they didn't ask you to show x1 equals to x2. x1 equals to x2 just a result to prove that this function is one-to-one. So conclusion must become in. Writing your conclusion, function is one-to-one. So that's why you know this is only 1 mark. If you read out conclusion. So B, domain of the function for cert. How to calculate domain of the function? Under the cert, it can't be negative. If it's negative, it's complex number. You can't evaluate. So under the cert, it must be greater equals to 0. So x greater equals to 5, it will be 5 to infinity. Meanwhile, for range of the function, special case, bila kita tutup function ni, kita nampak kosong kat luar. So it will be 0. Your function also positive to infinity. So 5 to infinity, 0 to infinity. Question B. Question C. Find the inverse function. F inverse equals to x. So substitute f inverse into the place of x. So this x, square root f inverse minus 5 equals to x. Find out your f inverse here. Square both sides, you'll get x squared. So f inverse equals to x squared plus 5. And don't forget to ask you state its domain and range. So domain f inverse refer to your range. So this is 0 to infinity. Range f inverse refer to your domain of the function, which is 5 to infinity. Then for last part, sketch the function f and f inverse on the same axis. So what we need to see here is you do the reflection. You draw your function fx and then you reflect on the axis pasi pantolan y equals to x, axis of reflection, then you get your f inverse. So how to draw this graph? So set out our axis for this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is our reflection axis, y equals to x. Look at our original function, cert function. Cert function, the basic graph will be to the right. So how many shape of the function graph will we have? Function cert. Bentuk cert ada berapa jenis? 4. Ke kanan ke atas, ke kanan ke bawah, ke kiri ke atas, ataupun ke kiri ke bawah. Macam ni. So which type of this? Look at your domain. 5 to infinity means it is going to the right. 0 to infinity means it's going to the up. So your function is shooting up to the right hand side to the up. So what's your starting point here? Look at your domain here, which is x equals to 5, y equals to 0. So that's why from this point, 5, 0, your cert graph will be shoot up. So shoot up is not return back. Also not to be constant. Okay, so just shoot up. So once you get this graph correctly, then on your reflect, this is your function fx, on your reflection, you can get your F inverse. Make sure you draw it symmetrically. Make sure you draw it symmetrically here. Your object and your image must be in the same size, same distance. Alright, so lastly, label your graph. Make sure you label your y-axis, x-axis, your point, your function, and your reflection axis pass through origin. So this is the labeling that we need to see. Without one label, we will just minus the marks.